"Who's in the attic?" screamed Mark as a loud thud shook the ceiling. The team of spectre seekers, Mark, Lana, Dex, and Olivia, had come to investigate the Holloway residence, known as the House That Answers. Locals claimed it mimicked your voice when you called out, but what answered wasn't you. It was Halloween night. Perfect timing. They set up microphones, EVP recorders, and night vision cameras across the creaking halls. The walls were painted black with soot. Old family photos lined the staircase, faces scratched out with something sharp. "Testing MIC1, Lana said. The speaker replied, distorted, "Testing MIC1. They laughed nervously. "It's just feedback," Dex said. But 10 seconds later, the same voice whispered again, from the wall. "Testing MIC1, except this time, it wasn't Lana's voice. It was male." Mark grinned uneasily. "Guess the house likes to join in." But the air grew heavier. The house began to hum. The microphones picked up low-frequency vibrations, almost like breathing. Olivia frowned at her monitor. "Guys, it's syncing to our heartbeats." Then came the whisper, "Come upstairs." Mark's bravado faltered. "That wasn't any of us." "Playback," Olivia said, replaying the tape. The voice repeated, clearer now, almost childlike, "Come upstairs. Bring the light." They followed the sound to the attic stairs. Each step groaned under their feet. The door creaked open, releasing a wave of cold air. Inside were rows of pumpkins, hundreds of them, all carved with human faces. One pumpkin near the center had a microphone cord jammed into its mouth. The speaker hissed. Dex whispered, "It's recording us." "Or repeating us," said Olivia, her voice shaking. Then the house spoke again, through every wall, every MIC, every device. "Stay." The pumpkins lit up, one by one, their carved mouths opening wide. The air turned foul, hot, and alive. A deep roar erupted through the speakers, distorting everything. Lana screamed, "Turn it off," but the switches didn't work. The microphones began to melt, cables writhing like snakes. Mark yelled, "We're leaving," and grabbed the attic door, but it slammed shut, sealing them in. The house moaned, its walls bending inward. Olivia fell to her knees, crying. "It's feeding on our voices." The bell rang at midnight. It hadn't rung in 50 years. "We got something," yelled Mia, as the sound echoed through the fog-drenched valley. The Holloway Paranormal Group, 4 university students obsessed with supernatural myths, had chosen the old church for their Halloween investigation. The building loomed against the full moon, its blackened cross casting a crooked shadow across the graveyard. Locals said the church's bell tower was haunted by a pumpkin-headed priest who cursed anyone daring to climb it. They entered, cameras rolling. "Let's set EMF in the chapel," said Liam, their tech expert. The moment he placed it down, the meter spiked. "That's a full red reading," he muttered. "Something's here." Mia pointed to the old staircase leading up to the tower. The bell rang from there. "We check it out." As they climbed, the steps creaked like bones. Halfway up, a loud clang echoed from above. "It's moving," shouted Harper. The bell swung by itself, slowly at first, then violently, as if invisible hands yanked it. Each strike sent a wave of vibration through their bodies. Suddenly, a deep, guttural voice boomed, "Confess your sin." They froze. "Who's there?" Mia called out. No answer, just a cold, wet dripping sound from the corner. She turned her light, and gasped. The wall was covered in red words, painted in thick strokes, "The priest will ring for the damned." Behind them, footsteps echoed, thump, thump, thump. Liam turned the camera. A tall figure stood at the top of the staircase. His head was a grotesque pumpkin, carved into a cross-shaped grin, eyes glowing faint orange. His priest robes were tattered and blood-stained. In one hand, he held a broken rosary, in the other, the rope of the bell. "Leave my tower." Harper screamed and dropped her flashlight. It rolled down the stairs, illuminating the figure's jagged pumpkin smile. The bell began to ring faster, violently shaking the entire tower. The priest's voice deepened, merging with the bell's clang. "Your souls are unspoken. Your time is now." The door at the top slammed shut. The temperature plummeted. The windows shattered, letting in the icy wind and candle flames that flickered into twisted faces. Mia grabbed her crucifix. "We're not here to harm you," she shouted. The priest tilted his head. "Then confess," he whispered. The team screamed as the floorboards cracked beneath them. Harper fell first, through the hole, crashing into the pews below. The others followed, tumbling down in chaos. The bell's final toll echoed like a funeral dirge. "It's live. We're actually picking something up," shouted Alex as the camera flickered, showing static and a faint shadow moving in the distance. The Phantom Frequency team, Alex, Serena, Troy, and Jess, had planned their Halloween special to outdo every other paranormal YouTube channel. Their target, the long-abandoned Ravenwood Asylum, notorious for its violent patients and unethical electroshock treatments. Locals said the asylum wasn't empty. They said its dead patients still screamed through old radios at midnight, trapped in an endless broadcast. The asylum's gates groaned as they entered. Rusted beds and overturned wheelchairs lined the dark corridors. Graffiti covered the walls, "We still hear the static." Serena set up the camera tripod near the main hallway while Troy tuned an old analog radio they'd brought to make contact. "Happy Halloween, Ravenwood," Alex said sarcastically. "We live with the dead." Static hissed through the radio. For a few seconds, silence. Then, faintly, came a whisper, "You shouldn't have come." Jess gasped. Did that come from the radio?" Troy nodded slowly. "That wasn't from us. The MIC's off." Alex grinned nervously. "Perfect. Keep it rolling." They moved deeper into the asylum, following the radio's crackling sound, which seemed to pulse like a heartbeat. "Room 23, Serena muttered, checking the floor map. "That's where they did the final treatments before shutting down." The smell of burnt wires filled the air. On the floor lay dozens of broken radios, their cords tangled like vines. Troy crouched to inspect one. These things shouldn't have power. The radio next to him clicked on. "Welcome back." Serena screamed. "Shut it off." But before Troy could, the walls began to hum. The static grew louder until it formed words. "Do you hear us now?" The team froze. The fluorescent light above them flickered violently, revealing brief flashes of figures, patients in tattered gowns, heads wrapped in bloody bandages, mouths open in silent screams. The smell of ozone filled the hallway. Jess covered her ears. "It's too loud." Alex yelled, "Everyone back to the main hall." They ran, but the hallway stretched endlessly. The same broken wheelchair appeared over and over, the same peeling wallpaper. "We're looping," Serena cried. "We can't get out." Then the radio's static shifted into a melody, slow, eerie music from an old church organ. "Stay and listen," it said, in a soft, sing-song voice. From the corner of the hall, a pumpkin-headed nurse emerged, her body crooked and flickering like bad video footage. Her pumpkin face was carved with a twisted smile, and tubes of radio wire ran from her neck into the walls. She carried a defibrillator, its paddles sparking with unnatural light. Alex raised his camera, trembling. "Holy, oh my God!" The nurse tilted her head. "You wanted a live show." Then she screamed, a piercing, electric shriek that shattered the camera lens. The lights went out.